20 years ago, India became free. The freedom movement, led by Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, reached its culmination. It was the beginning of the end of colonialism all over the world. And at midnight, Jawaharlal Nehru told the Constituent Assembly,
"Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom." The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but so long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over.
Wiping every tear from every eye. It's no small work. Over the centuries, India has accumulated much agony, too vast to be set right in 20 years. And nature has not been specially kind. There have been moments of joy and glory. And moments of sorrow. Gandhi died, shot by a fanatic.
The light has gone out, I said, and yet I was wrong. The light that has illumined this country for these many years will illumine this country for many more years.
One by one, the old stalwarts disappeared. Nehru himself left in 1964.
It should be our endeavor to try to open a new chapter in Indo-Pakistan relationship.
Nehru's successor, Lal Bahadur Shastri, stayed in office for a mere 19 months, dying in faraway Tashkent at a moment of achievement. Winning freedom, India achieved internal unity. In the place of a British India and Maharaja's India emerged a people's India. The princely states were integrated. Hyderabad was the last to merge. In Goa, the Portuguese were made to give up their colonial toehold. Kashmir's accession came after a challenge from Pakistan. The creation of Pakistan and India led to migration of millions across the new borders. Nine million have come from Pakistan and have been resettled. Many are still coming in. A full-blooded republic was proclaimed in January 1950. The Constitution, drawn up by the Constituent Assembly, is a charter of liberty, social justice and equality, and an instrument of peaceful change. The ancient curse, untouchability, was abolished. Hindu personal law was overhauled, ending discrimination against women. The tradition of rural government was revived. Land tenure was reformed and 20 million farming families were newly conferred with titles to land. Under the guidance of Vinoba Bhave, a movement was launched for voluntary transfer of land from the rich to the landless. Four general elections have been held. In 1952, the electorate numbered 173 million. In 1957, 193 million. In 1962, 216 million. This year, the electorate numbered 250 million. The transition has been remarkably smooth.
The whole of Bharat is my home and the people are my family.
Citizens of India, let us revive our faith in the future. Let us affirm our ability to shape our destiny.
All along, the federal government and all the state governments had been run by the Congress party. This time, non-Congress governments have come to power in 9 of India's 17 states. The map of India has changed in other ways. New names have come up. Cities and industrial centers, unknown, non-existent 20 years ago, creating a new rhythm of life. The foundation has been laid of economic growth. Basic industries have been built up to modernize India, to make it strong. For 100 years after the railways came to the country, no locomotives were built. For 100 years after textile mills were started, textile machinery was all imported. Once free, the country began making machinery, first of borrowed design, then of its own design. The power potential has gone up 5 times. A petroleum industry has been built. Aircraft, tanks, arms and ammunition are being manufactured. Ships are being built. Fertilizer factories are coming up. only 3 or 4 nations in the world have more engineers or more atomic scientists. We have even become exporters of industrial products, sending lathes and steel to America, refrigerators to Europe, bicycles and farm pumps to Africa, heavy water to Belgium. We have believed in growth through peace and in developing with the friendship of other countries. We have received aid from many nations, but the bulk of the investment in development has been Indian. We have completed 3 5-year plans, raising the national income by 70%. We have now launched the 4th plan. These plans have been democratically framed, democratically approved. Though the plans assign an active role to the state, agriculture and 100 other fields of activity are open to private enterprise. The social fabric has changed. Villagers clamor for electric lights, bicycles, sewing machines, transistor radios, schools, dispensaries. Malaria has been wiped out, epidemics checked. The lifespan has lengthened by 20 years, from 30 years to 50. Backward classes have scholarships and loans for farming. Nearly 70 million children are at school, a jump of 45 million in 20 years. Facilities for higher and technical education have increased many-fold. In the cities, the young look more and more towards the larger world. The cities themselves have grown, bursting with modern buildings. But most of the old problems are far from being solved. If anything, disparities have widened. Paradoxes have become more pronounced. Slums keep company with skyscrapers. Cows with motor cars. 30 million jobs have been newly created in 2 decades, but the number of unemployed has grown. Fanaticism and language loyalty arouse people to violence far too readily. As Dr. Radhakrishnan said,
the unruly behavior of some members in our legislatures, the factions, caste disputes and political rivalries that have disrupted many a state, fasts unto death and even threats of self-immolation, riots and sabotage directed at almost everyone, from vice chancellors to student leaders, have raised in many minds doubts about the stability of a united democratic India.
in spite of large harvests, there have been more food imports and longer queues at grain shops. The old enemy, hunger, rules in lurid majesty, provoking the question, why did India neglect agriculture? But did it? New dams and canals have extended irrigation to an extra 20 million acres. In addition, thousands of tube wells have been dug, hundreds of thousands of farm pumps installed. Plant geneticists have introduced new varieties of rice, wheat and maize from abroad and evolved yet newer varieties. The use of fertilizer has increased 17-fold. The total harvest of grain did indeed go up from 55 million tons to 89 million tons 2 years ago. But came two droughts, the fiercest in 100 years. They have eaten up much of the gain, nullified much of the achievement. Only through prompt efforts of official and voluntary agencies and foreign sympathy have we been able to prevent the kind of mass deaths that marked famines in the days before freedom. And we have not been allowed to concentrate on development. We had to defend Kashmir in 1947. China, whom we befriended, turned against us and invaded our territory in 1962. In 1965, Pakistan sent its troops again and had to be repulsed. Drought and higher defense spending have together pushed up prices. There is another enemy to progress, the increase in population. The very success in the field of public health that cut disease and lengthened lives has pushed up the population from 350 million to 500 million. We are fighting this fifth column through a mass campaign of family planning. Developing the concept of non-alignment, India has wielded an influence in world affairs far beyond its military and economic strength. It has undertaken missions of peace in Korea, Vietnam, Gaza, Congo. It has sought friendship with Asia, Africa, and the world at large, with nations big and small. Its scholars and artists are welcome everywhere. What will India of the future be? To quote Jawaharlal Nehru,
tomorrow's India will be what we make it by today's labors. I have no doubt that India will progress industrially and otherwise, that she will advance in science and technology, that our people's standards will rise, that education will spread, and that health conditions will be better, and that art and culture will enrich people's lives. We have started on this pilgrimage with strong purpose and good heart, and we shall reach the end of the journey, however long that might be.